Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Duluth, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida, Los Angeles, Tempe, Arizona, and Burbank, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Then came the question about the border crisis, a glaring issue for the Biden-Harris administration. When Bash asked why it took 3.5 years for the Biden-Harris team to implement asylum restrictions amidst record illegal border crossing, Harris didn't hesitate to shift the blame to Trump. Yes, this really happened. You ready to watch this? I'm ready to watch this. Here we go.
Another issue, big one, is immigration. As Vice President, you were tasked with addressing the root causes of migration in southern countries and
northern part of Central America.
The northern part of Central America that affects the southern border of the U.S. During the Biden-Harris administration, there were record numbers of illegal border crossings. Why did the Biden-Harris administration wait 3.5 years to implement sweeping asylum restrictions?
Well, first of all, the root causes work that I did as vice president, that I was asked to do by the president, has actually resulted in a number of benefits, including historic investments by American businesses in that region. The number of immigrants coming from that region has actually reduced since we began that work. But I will say this, that Joe Biden and I and our administration worked with members of the United States Congress on an immigration issue that is very significant to the American people and to our security, which is the border. God. And through bipartisan work, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress, a bill was crafted, which we supported, which I support. And Donald Trump got word of this bill that would have contributed to securing our border. And because he believes that it would not have helped him politically, he told his folks in Congress, don't put it forward. He killed the bill. A border security bill that would have put 1,500 more agents on the border. And let me tell you something, the Border Patrol endorsed the bill. And I'm sure in large part because they knew they were working around the clock, and 1,500 more agents would.
So she's basically saying that Donald Trump, out of office, has more power than her and Joe Biden have in office. The most powerful position in the world.
While fighting multiple court cases.
While fighting multiple court lawfare. Somehow he has more power than they do. And by the way, that's also BS, because they went ahead and implemented the border restrictions that was all a joke. They didn't need that bipartisan agreement to do that. The president had the power to go do what he did, which is what they just did. She asked them, why did you wait 3.5 years to implement that? And she says, Donald Trump's fault. She's really saying that. Okay.
Help them. That bill would have allowed us to increase seizures of fentanyl. Ask any community in America that has been devastated by fentanyl what passing that bill would have done to address their concern and a pain that they've experienced.
So you would push that legislation again.
So thank God she finally got to the core of the problems of America. Fentanyl. Yes. Not endless war or poisoning every last resource that humanity lives on. Let's not get caught up in the small details, huh? Fentanyl. We're talking about millions and millions and millions of people crossing the border. There's been studies that talk about how it costs at least $150 billion.
Wait, what? They can't seize fentanyl?
That's what she's saying. So now she's saying well, here's what she's saying. Let's back it up a little. She's saying that bill would have helped them. And it looks like Tim Walsh is just sitting there saying, he's like sitting there saying, oh, please don't say any more bullshit. Don't say any more bullshit, please. Please, just don't say more.
I just want to know what's inside his cheeks.
Passing that bill would have done to address their concern and a pain that they've experienced.
So you would push that legislation again. I just want to ask
about. Not only push it, I will make sure that it comes to my desk and I would sign it.
And I would sign it. I'm telling you, she does always sound like she's on too many Xanax or she's on her 4th glass of wine. Is that how she normally talks?
She talks like a 5-year-old that you asked them if they brush their teeth, and then they were like, "Well, I didn't mouthwash, and I went in the bath." Like they'll say everything but the answer of they didn't brush their teeth.
Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Duluth, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida, Los Angeles, Tempe, Arizona, and Burbank, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets.